his 29th triple-double last night, but is LeBron the MVP?
Duh, every year. And I had to be reminded of this. A curious thing happened in the middle of LeBron's prime. Kevin Durant won a deserved regular season MVP over him. You know, when Karl Malone or Charles Barkley would get it over Jordan, you'd be like, come on, you're just bored of giving it to obviously the best guy. But when Durant won the MVP over LeBron, you say, no, regular season, he deserved that. And then Steph did it twice. And both times you go, yup, regular season, he deserved that. But when you step back and see the big picture, you saw, yeah, LeBron took a little rest. He took his foot off the pedal. He had to figure out how to make that group of guys, his group, function optimally so they could win a championship. And every year he gave them the best chance to win a championship. I mean, to the point where he took the Warriors games, 6 games, when he didn't have anyone else. When Dellavedova was his second best player, was Dellavedova. He took him 6 games competitively. Then as soon as he got his crew back, he comes back 3-1 to win. That's because the right guys were rested, the right guys were engaged. LeBron paced himself, the whole thing. Look at the Cleveland Cavaliers record when LeBron James doesn't play. 0-4 this year? I mean, they can't come close to beating Chicago. They can't come close when LeBron sits. Kyrie and Kevin Love and all these guys, you can't get it together. That's a good team on paper, but without LeBron, it all falls apart. 4-19 without LeBron. The Cavs are 4-19. So everyone can chirp all they want about what James Harden means to Houston. He means a lot. James Harden's a great player. Westbrook, I love Westbrook. To the Thunder, obviously. No one means nearly as much to the success of any team they're on in the NBA as LeBron James, making him not only the best, but the most valuable player every single year.
I don't give a damn what you say. I totally disagree with this year. I think LeBron James is the best player in the world. I get all of that. Just like Michael Jordan was the best player in the world. But there are moments, and moments matter. And as far as I'm concerned, this better be James Harden's moment. As far as I'm concerned, he's the league MVP. Now, you want to give me a co-MVP with him and Russell Westbrook? I get it. But there better not be an MVP trophy that's given out and James Harden doesn't have his name on it. I'm telling you that right now. This brother right here, averaging 28.9 points, 11.3 assists, 8.1 rebounds per game, shooting about 44% from the field, 35% from three-point range. Oh, by the way, not only is he doing that, they're a top 3 seed in the Western Conference. They're the #1 ranked offense. They're #1 in three-pointers made. Now, of course, we're going to sit up here and we're going to give credit to Mike D'Antoni. He deserves it. He's my coach of the year. But the bottom line is this. Take James Harden off the Houston Rockets. Allow me to help you out here. Trevor Ariza, Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon, who just became relevant to us again now that he won the three-point shooting contest. Not that he can't play because he can't play, but, you know, plagued with injuries throughout his career. Now you got Louis Williams. I love that pickup. Please don't get me wrong, but that's basically what you have. You know what the Houston Rockets are without James Harden? They're the Lakers. These Lakers, not the Lakers, but these Lakers, maybe a little bit better shooting, but they're these Lakers. That's or the Knicks. Pick your point, whichever coach you want to pick. East Coast, West Coast, whatever. That's who the hell they are, okay? Without
really
James Harden.
Houston by saying that.
Listen, let me tell you something. That's who they are. I've seen these guys. That's who they are. And so when you look at it from that perspective, now let's look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not going to even waste our time mentioning those other dudes' names. Talk about riding the coattails of Russell Westbrook. I mean, my God, what has happened to Steven Adams? Enes Kanter's hurt right now. Oladipo, he's got numbers, but no, not impactful. You look at the rest of their bench, it's non-existent. Russell Westbrook is carrying them. You want to talk to me about a league MVP? I'm telling you right now, in the Eastern Conference, don't give me an 0-4 record. They're accustomed to playing with LeBron. When Kyrie and them don't have them, it's obviously foreign territory, but if they have to go from start to finish without LeBron, but had Tristan and had Love and had Kyrie and these boys, at the very least they'd be an 8th seed in the Eastern Conference.
You just made the point. Houston and OKC don't have enough around them, so you're giving it. And I'm saying when you take LeBron off, they can't win. You say, yeah, but if they adjusted, they could win. Look, the modern
NBA, saying, you know, four games don't tell a story. That's all I mean by that.
More irony. The modern NBA, as much as it's about the spread offense and everyone's involved, we see a lot of teams where that's all predicated on dribble penetration from your primary ball handler. And so that player, be it Westbrook or be it, you know, in the East, a guy like John Wall or obviously James Harden, that primary ball handler is going to have inflated stats, particularly if he plays for who? Mike D'Antoni.
That's not fair.
That's
not fair to James
Mike
Harden.
D'Antoni, it's like in the old days when guys would play at Coors Field and hit 50 home runs, and you'd say, and have Babe Ruth numbers. You'd say, yeah, but he's playing at Coors Field. You put a primary ball handler who is excellent. I'm not taking shots at James Harden. On a D'Antoni offense in the modern NBA, his stats will be through the roof.
You can't bring that up without allowing me to retort. Mike D'Antoni got hired this offseason. So this is his first season with James Harden. Am I correct? Am I correct? Over the last 4 years in Houston, James Harden has averaged 25.9, 25.4, 27.4, 29.0. He's the reason Mike D'Antoni took the damn job.
Where's the assist?
Mike D'Antoni didn't want the
11
job.
assists.
That's fair, and I understand that, which is why I'm giving Mike D'Antoni
And it ain't 29 points. It's 25 points.
What I'm saying to you is this. James Harden was all-world before D'Antoni.
He was excellent.
All right, so don't tell me
Is he made to look better or worse by D'Antoni?
Excuse me. He's looking a little bit slightly better.
A little bit slightly?
Yes.
A little bit slightly?
Yes. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Like just a little bit slightly?
How good do I look, Max, if I go past half court? Max, are you a ball player? Or do you play? You box?
No.
Well, guess what? What? Contrary to what that video would show, long time ago, before I got old,
you can stroke it from the outside.
That's the one thing that I could do. I was a long-range bomber. Let me tell you something. You know what I used to say with dudes when we were in the park, or when we were playing at City College with Boo Harvey and Mark Jackson and all that stuff? I used to go like this. Look, man, get the ball past half court and give it to me. Period. Move the hell out the way. All right? You get past half court. Whoop! I'm in position. It's money. Period. That's what we're seeing with Houston. So what I'm saying is that when you say that's not James Harden looking great because of D'Antoni. You got other shooters. If anything, Daryl Morey. Give him credit for that. Because I'm saying you're surrounding a guy with shooters.
Does D'Antoni care about defense?
No, but
did James Harden?
He does this year. He does more this year. He does more this year. More this year. All I'm saying.
By the way, and this is to say nothing of the fact that the NBA, more than 50% of the teams make the postseason, and so the effect that a player has in deep playoff runs is significant and relevant to the regular season.
All I'm trying to say to you is you being disrespectful to James Harden. If you got to give D'Antoni, listen, he's the reason D'Antoni gonna be coach of the year.
James Harden looking better or worse? I'm just curious.
I said a little better. Let me ask you this question.
A little better wasn't one of the options. Better or worse?
Let me ask you this question. How much better is D'Antoni looking with James Harden as his player instead of some of the stuff that he had in New York
like Steve Nash?
LA? That's right.
He looked pretty good with Steve Nash. He looked good with Jeremy freaking Lin.
But you're trying to imply that James Harden is benefiting so exponentially because of Mike D'Antoni.
Yes, I am.
I'm saying it's the other way around.
No, I'm saying in the MVP race where Harden was like this.
Go ahead, Molly. Please.
D'Antoni put him like this.
Nonsense. You're being blasphemous.
You take Harden, not take LeBron every day of the week.
Blasphemous. I'm talking about now this regular season.
Don't try and change it.
And I'll say the New England Patriots on the gridiron. Patriots made the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history, and you won't believe what one Falcons player is blaming the collapse on. And 2 weeks ago, Lonzo Ball's daddy said his son is better than Steph Curry. You won't believe what he is saying now. The guys will react to that after the break.
Let's get it cracking. Let's start the session. March linked the competition, balls by that action. You can never debate it. This is actual fact. Stephen A. and Max Kale said they say it's a rap. I'm like, say what? Say what? What's up with all my haters? I'm a ball when I perform. So my jersey's in the air. I'm allergic to my haters. Every morning I prepare. Lot of clothes I can wear just like them Oregon players. Yeah, quack, quack. What it do? Rap like it's nothing to it. Matter of fact, you can ask hard and I'm cooking too. Base dog cooking too. Nah, look at you. Break mine. They embrace mine like a crooked two. 4 takes. That's you. 3 takes. Not me. 2 takes if you lucky. First take. Stop me. 4 takes. That's you. 3 takes. Not me. 2 takes if you lucky. First take. Got me.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into another week of First Take. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. The boys are in the house. Stephen A., Max Kellerman, how we feeling, fellas?
Oh, yeah, we're doing this. Look at that. I gave you one of these.
Beautiful weekend. I'm still moving, but it's a beautiful week.
All right.
Beautiful
Well,
week.
it
Too much
was last night for ESPN.
Speaking of which, yes, huge congratulations to Ezra Edelman, Connor Schell, and their teams running ESPN's first Academy Award last night. OJ Made in America has won the Oscar for Best Documentary Feature.
You know what
That
feels
is
so
big
good about
time,
that?
fellas.
As much as the Academy Awards gets it wrong, it's one thing to be celebrating the victory, and it deserved it.
No
It's
question.
So, OJ Made in America is so good. If you have not seen it, watch it. The only thing is you're going to lose sleep for like 2 nights.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I've watched it. Listen,
I've watched it multiple times.
It's 5 episodes. I've seen it 3 times.
Right.
I've seen it 3 times.
Right.
It's that good.
You can't stop
good.
watching it.
It's that good.
Yeah, it's The Wire, only it's a documentary. It's like that kind of TV.
Exactly. You know what else is big time? LeBron James, and he has winning on his mind, and it appears the Cavs are getting him some help to make that come to fruition. Darren Williams has cleared waivers and informed Cleveland he'll sign with the team for the rest of the season for the veterans minimum. That's $900,000, according to our Brian Windhorst. Plus, soon-to-be free agent Andrew Bogut is expected to sign with the Cavs as well after his buyout with the 76ers is complete. That, according to our Tim McMahon. Now, we know Bogut is very familiar with the team they're trying to beat, having played with the Warriors for 4 years. Will these additions to the Cavs, does that allow the Warriors to still be the favorites, or have the Cavs taken over, Max?
The Warriors are still the favorites. And you know what the proof in the pudding is, Stephen A? The proof in the pudding is boring trade deadline. Nothing really happened at the trade deadline. None of the major moves. The Celtics hung on to their assets. All these teams with assets that could move. You go, Blake Griffin going to go somewhere. Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy Butler. No, no, no. Because the teams with the assets to make those things happen, they're looking at the Warriors and going, for what? We're going to push our chips into the middle of the table to maybe upset the Cavs in the East just to get smacked in the finals by the Warriors? We'll pass. The time isn't right. That's the proof in the pudding that shows you the Warriors are still favorites. Now, does that mean the Cavs can't win? That doesn't mean the Cavs can't win.
Don't hedge.
Darren Williams is a tremendous pickup for them because it cost them nothing. They didn't have to give up any resources to bring on still a great pick-and-roll point guard, which is what you need in the NBA, especially that team to spell Kyrie and LeBron, who's the primary ball handler off and on that team. Yes, the Cavs can still win because LeBron James has shown he's Muhammad Ali against George Foreman. He can upset the apple cart. He can win in a miracle kind of comeback kind of way. But that's what it would take once again to beat the Warriors, who are prohibitive favorites. And again, the proof in the pudding is it was a frozen trade deadline. None of the teams made major moves because they didn't want to push their chips in just to lose in the finals.
The Warriors are no longer the prohibitive favorites. It's just that simple. That doesn't mean they can't win. They're not the prohibitive favorites. And here's why. Not only is LeBron James the reigning defending NBA champion, not only is he, according to you, the greatest player in the world, and myself, but especially you, because you never fail to say that. Okay, he's your league MVP every day, all day, every day of the week.
What happened when he didn't play?
Listen, all I'm saying to you is that you said that. So you say that about LeBron James. You recognize that about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Plus, you were at that Game 7. You saw what happened. And you got to take into account styles of play and how Cleveland was able to impose their will. Because, again, how many times have I said it, Molly? How many times have I said it, Max? It's about styles at times. And if you can engage the Golden State Warriors in a physical confrontation and you get some of those calls and you're able to dictate pace, then that puts you at an advantage. Here's the other thing that gets it a bit tricky. Not only do you have LeBron, not only do you have Kyrie, not only do you now have a backup in Darren Williams, who actually is better than some starters if he just cared enough to be that way, because the talent is there. But by acquiring, because the rumors has it that they're going to acquire Andrew Bogut. Well, who's Andrew Bogut? He's a 7-foot guy who I used to call Andrew Bogus until a couple of years ago.